Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, grabbing your phone, and seeing a headline so massive it literally feels impossible to process. The Amazon rainforest has completely vanished overnight. No endless green canopy, no hidden rivers, just gone. So what if the Amazon rainforest actually disappeared overnight? In this explainer, we're going to map out exactly what happens when the green heart of Earth just stops beating, leaving behind this raw, exposed, and overheated planet that basically no longer knows how to breathe. The immediate visual shock on day one would be absolutely terrifying. Satellites passing over South America expecting that endless green canopy, they just find a vast empty wound instead. A sudden, scorched void right where the greatest forest on Earth used to stand. Part 1. A sudden empty wound, the morning after the disappearance. Now, you probably already know the Amazon isn't just a collection of trees. It's a giant living system, a true planetary engine made of moisture, roots, sunlight, carbon, and time. It breathes, right? And in a way that goes way beyond human lungs, constantly moving water and energy across the entire continent and beyond. It is quite literally a major life support system for the Earth. Part 2. The water and heat shock. The weather engine halts. Okay, so the very first thing we'd see is this terrifying chain reaction up in the skies. You see, the Amazon is one of the planet's great moisture pumps. When those trees vanish, that pump halts instantly. Cloud formation changes right away, and distant rainfall weakens. This broken water cycle means crops start failing and rivers start shrinking in regions far, far beyond South America. Because think about it, the forest acts like this giant air conditioner and a humidity engine all at the exact same time. Without that natural moderator, what was once this beautifully balanced, humid microclimate turns instantly into a harsh, brittle, and totally exposed landscape. And the heat accumulation effects, they're immediate. With the loss of all that shade and moisture, the sun just bakes the exposed soil directly. The land dries out way faster, fires start much easier, dry seasons become incredibly severe, and wet seasons, they become completely unreliable. You're looking at severely and permanently destabilized local and regional climates.
Part 3. Carbon bombs and lost life. Opening the vault.
Now, the rapid acceleration of global warming here would be completely unprecedented. Day 1. Massive amounts of stored carbon are exposed to decay and burning. Within a month, atmospheric greenhouse gas concentrations surge as the Amazon's massive carbon vault is basically emptied out into the atmosphere. And in just 1 year, global extreme weather and heat waves intensify significantly. Alongside that carbon crisis, we'd face a biodiversity collapse on a scale that's hard to even wrap your head around. Losing the Amazon is literally like watching a biological library being burned before its books are ever read. We're talking millions of undocumented species, insects, plants, specialized fungi, just gone, before we even got to know their names. So what does biodiversity lost forever actually mean for us? Well, we aren't just losing animals. Humanity is sacrificing future knowledge, undiscovered medicines, incredible genetic possibilities, complex ecological relationships, and highly specialized microhabitat species. We are essentially throwing away future cures and just profound ecological wonder. Part 4. The human and global cost. The shockwave spreads. Of course, the immediate, devastating impact falls right on the people living there. For indigenous and riverside communities, this means broken food systems, destroyed sacred places, the total collapse of traditional medicine, and forced displacement. It's an incredibly intimate and severe cost for populations who would instantly lose their homes, their identities, and their ancestral lands. But here's the thing. The fallout absolutely does not stay local. The shifting rainfall and intense heat stress caused by the Amazon's absence puts a massive strain on global agricultural outputs. We're talking soy, cattle, corn, fruit. It completely fractures the foundation of South American farming and, by extension, global agriculture as a whole. And that right there is why this matters to you directly. Because of our highly interconnected modern economy, a collapse in one ecological region becomes a major problem on supermarket shelves thousands of miles away. The fallout from this disaster inevitably ends up driving up prices and causing massive shortages at your local grocery store. And it's not just the food. The physical unraveling of the Amazon basin's rivers is complex and completely devastating. Without the forest, the hydrological balance faces unpredictable flooding and dangerously low dry season levels. Aquatic habitats suffer severe degradation.
Plus, without tree roots to hold the land together, soil integrity completely fails, leading to intense erosion. This single chain reaction wipes out transportation, drinking water, and the very ground itself.
Part 5. A warning we cannot ignore. The mirror.
Now, while a sudden overnight disappearance is just a fictional thought experiment, a gradual, real-world degradation is happening right now. The exact same system collapse we just mapped out is currently unfolding through relentless pressure, neglect, and land clearing. It's happening quietly at first, but make no mistake, the destination is exactly the same.
Ultimately, the Amazon acts as a planetary stabilizer. When we lose parts of it, we trigger this terrifying feedback loop. Less moisture and carbon absorption leads to more warming and fires. That causes increasing ecological and economic strain, which then escalates political tension. Its loss makes every other global disaster much, much more likely. The slope just keeps getting steeper. If it were to all vanish, the psychological grief, the guilt, and the panic humanity would face would be absolutely staggering. We'd realize far too late that economic growth simply cannot outrun ecological reality. The Earth is telling us something we were just too slow to hear. So I want to leave you with this to ponder. If the Amazon disappeared, what would you notice first? The climate shock, the food crisis, or the emotional shock of losing the actual lungs of our planet? Take a moment to reflect on how intimately your own life depends on a forest you might never have even seen. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning.